All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot handle that countdown anymore. It's making me go freaking crazy. All right, apologize in advance. Started up a new StreamYard here, so I don't have my cool intros, my special effects. So you just have to deal with the ginger by himself. Gosh, I'm outnumbered today. Got a bunch of people that have a much different accent that I do. We'll see what happens here. Let's bring him in one at a time. You saw him on the thumbnail, the man, the myth, the legend, Ali Cade. What's up, dude?
Hey man, how's it going? Thanks for having us on. Yeah, that countdown was getting a bit tedious.
Dude, it's like I can't do this anymore. I can't do it.
I'm really glad you cut it short. That
I
was smart.
did. Even 10 seconds. All right. Bad sports.
Hey,
What's up,
how you
dude?
doing, bud? You
Good, man. Good stuff. And then Scotty Blaze. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
You know what, man? I'm good. Over here, it's hoodie weather. So, Ali, you're wearing a hoodie.
Yep, it got cold.
It's getting cold, man. Hoodie weather. I gotta love it. So I'm excited. And my ginger, I belong in the latitudes that you guys are at, not down here in these latitudes. Oh, so yeah, guys. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming on the show here. Guys, maybe you can kind of go through, one of you guys just talk about who you are and what you do in cryptocurrency.
I'll crack off first. Yeah, and look, I'm Ali Kane. I started off, I got into crypto a couple of years ago, maybe 2020 in May 2021. Got into the Hex ecosystem. Was a big advocate, sacrifice for Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and I've really been beating the Pulse Chain drum for the last couple of years. So help me God. But we've just was in Jake's mastermind as well, Jake Sharp's mastermind, and we're kind of, just part of the whole process of him creating Titan X, and we've just started getting involved over on Titan X. We decided to build a project on Titan X, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind this last year. Building Pulse Wars on Pulse Chain, and then using the experience that I've got there to start to build over on Ethereum within the Titan X ecosystem. And yeah, just really enjoying working with the guys below and being a part of that, being a part of both ecosystems and doing all that I can to, to add a little bit of value to both ecosystems.
Love it. Bad sports. Who the heck are you?
Yeah, so my actual name is Josh. Most people know that by now. Yeah, working with Ali and Scotty, we've been busy with, we launched Blaze, Inferno. Me and Scotty recently launched Flux just over a week ago. Yeah, all working fantastically. Learned a lot from when we first built Blaze, and just gathering those, teachings and everything that we built along the way, and putting them all into XLR8 and trying to just give people an opportunity to build something really high quality and bring it to Titan X, bring it to life. And yeah, we're here now to sort of get a deep dive into that and sort of explain what that's all about. So yeah, I'll wait before jumping into XLR8. I'm getting a bit excited there, but we'll move on to Scotty first before I start rambling on too much.
Well, and Scotty was giving us a show in the green room. We had to do a pants check just to make sure it is what it is.
Yeah,
Scotty, how you doing, man?
The viewers are lucky it's an avatar.
The pants are off now. The pants are off.
They are. Yeah, dude. So tell us about yourself, man. Kind of introduce yourself to my audience here.
Yeah, so believe it or not, my name's Scott. I have been in crypto since I was buying Bitcoin at $250 way back when. But and then I was getting ETH at I think it was $4 or $8, but then I just lost it all in that crazy ICO phase everybody went through. And then found Hex, Pulse X, Jake's mastermind, similar route as the guys here. And then, yeah, we started building Blaze, Inferno. We've done Flux, and we've learned lots along the way. And we're sort of using them learnings to help people that are wanting to build now. So it's been a long, crazy process, but it just all seemed to have gelled within the last sort of 6 months.
Very interesting. So it's extremely difficult to pair together, 3 or 4 people in a team and have them work together in a copacetic way. So, Ali, what's been your experience with that? Because I've found that can be very difficult sometimes.
Okay, so that it's kind of crazy. You're talking about even getting 2 or 3 people to gel together, to bring an idea and a project to fruition. But in the Blaze team, there's 8 founders, 8 co-founders in the Blaze team. So
Wow.
what happened there was that we seen the success of Titan X whenever it launched. And because we'd all been a part of seeing the tokenomics, talking about the tokenomics, there was a lot of us felt that we could probably build something ourselves, having been kind of a part of the process. And one of the guys, it was actually Steve DeFi, threw together a group asking does anybody want to build a project? And he brought in 8 people. And I thought at the time it was absolutely crazy. But, I was the 8th person to join the group. And I thought that, it's too good an opportunity to miss. Now, at the beginning, having 8 people work together to build a project, the positives from it was that everybody at that time was fired up to make to make the first project that we were launching a real success. There was 8 guys in the team, everybody working around the clock. When the UK and Irish guys were sleeping, the US guys took over, and that's
huge.
Yeah, this thing, it just rumbled along relentlessly for months and months and months. The marketing was nonstop. The energy was nonstop. The building was nonstop, except whenever the devs fucked everything up. That stopped us a few times.
That was Scotty, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
See, it's funny how he's the one that always gets the abuse. Why is that?
Well, here's the problem. The problem is, I'm rolling the dice. I could have zinged one to Bad Sports or you, but I just picked Scotty because he's not showing his face right now.
Because he's already seen me naked, he feels comfortable around me.
I do, man. See? I'm not even blushing, man. It's crazy. All right.
So yeah, the 8-man team had a lot of positives. The only negative that it had, and why we're, you can see now that the Blaze team, nearly every member of the Blaze team is currently or has already built another project. And that was because whenever we got Blaze launched, we already had the Inferno. The Inferno, we knew we had to put something else out quickly, and we put the Inferno project out. We worked really hard. We pulled that together in about 6 weeks. We had all the ideas, pulled it together in about 6 weeks, had it launched, audited, all within that time frame. And then after that, with so much energy had been put out between everybody that everybody at that stage had different ideas of what they wanted to do. So trying to get everybody to agree the next move wasn't working anymore. So we all decided, okay, once one person within the team stepped up and said, this is what I want to do, and I'm just going to go and do it, then everybody was like, yes, good luck, go at it. We can all go and build our own projects now, and we'll always all come back and work on Blaze and Inferno and whatever we build as a team together next. So that's where all this that's where we got to with Blaze and Inferno and where we are now. We all learned so much, and because Blaze took a long time to build, because we made so many mistakes between 8 people, that we learned so many of the pitfalls that come with developing a project. So yeah,
Yeah, I remember you, Ali. I remember you kind of putting yourself out there. And it's really difficult for somebody to just start making cold turkey videos and posting them on Twitter when you don't have a bigger follower count at the time. And it's because everybody just kind of looks at you skeptically and stuff. But I like the fact that you were pretty intrepid with how you approach things, and you put your opinion out there, and you weren't worried about what people thought. So I respected that for sure. Now, are the Bad Sports and Scotty, are you guys in Pulse Chain as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as much as I was. Like, then devs cost a fortune, man.
They do.
But, yeah. But yeah, definitely over in Pulse Chain, and that's how we all met, really, coming from the Pulse Chain side of things. Yeah.
So let's just throw this out there. Let's talk about this, because my platform is primarily Pulse Chain and Hex. Okay. I didn't get involved in this community until publicly 2021. I was lurking in the shadows in 2020. I started making simple videos, and YouTube brought the community to me. That's all that happened. I put the videos out. I wake up the next morning, I got a bunch of views. But it's a pulse chain centric channel here. So people are going to be asking, Brandon, why are you bringing people from Titan X into a pulse chain centric stream, so to speak? That's their perception. Now, my perception is I talk about anything the hell I want, and I don't care what people say. Okay. So what has been your experience coming from pulse chain, but now building on Titan X? Like, what's that whole process been like? And maybe I'll start with you, Bad Sports.
Yeah, I mean, what has it been like in terms of
so like how has why did you even decide to go to Titan X? Why?
Yeah, okay, so that's probably that's a good question, because we, like Scotty says, we all met through shared beliefs of listening and learning from Richard Hart, listening to all the great streamers, Impulse Chain and Hex, like yourself. We was all there, and we all learned those principles, right? So
yeah, first
we all
principles.
agree with it. We all wholeheartedly agree with 99% of what was said, and I really do believe that in Titan X that those core principles are what Titan X has been built around, and that essentially was the easy win for us, was to build somewhere that everyone had the same core principles. Everyone was gathering together, complete grassroots. We're all just there on X and at Telegram, just talking absolute nonsense and just loving life, but also building real good quality projects and building them the right way. And that all stemmed from Pulse Chain, all stemmed from Richard Hart, and then we've with a twist, we've done it in our own way. So yeah.
Got it. What about you, Scotty? What's been your experience with this whole process here?
Yes, well, gas mainly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I do originally think when Jake was originally talking about building Titan X, everybody was under the impression it was going to be built on Pulse Chain. Because I think when he did announce it was going on to going to be done on ETH, he got quite a bit of kickback off it, and he did it for the reason of the
users.
the volume that there is compared to Pulse Chain. So I can, like, at the time I was fuming, but I can completely I can completely see with what he's built why he's done it. He's made some unpopular decisions that I think 99% of them, if not 100%, have turned out to be in the long run the right decision. So so I didn't really answer your question. I answered a totally different question, but it's been really good. It's been a really good experience. We've got the experience to build here. We've got the experience to build on other chains, and that's something that could possibly happen in the future.
Got it. Ali, have you received any pushback yourself from the Pulse Chain community after being so outspoken prior?
No, not at all. Obviously, so I started building on Pulse Chain this time last year. My project, Pulse Wars, launched its mint back in March, and since March, and since I launched my first project, Pulse Chain died. It went down, 6 months straight down, and during that time, I was obviously in Jake's mastermind. Nobody expected Titan X to do what it did. Not saying nobody expected, but it got off to such a wonderful start. And it got this massive community and this, just a lot of energy behind it, that, I'm here for fucking opportunity. And, being in Jake's mastermind and watching that project get built from start to finish, and not step up and start, because I was already building, not decide to go and build something there as well would have been a crazy decision for me. So, it was a no-brainer whenever there was an opportunity to start building there. I'd, been through a lot building Pulse Wars, so I already had a lot of experience, and I was able to help the guys with that. But I was saying to you before the stream, and totally honestly, I did hold back for a while. I was trying to build. Pulse Wars is my thing. It's my baby. It's my dream project. It's all my own ideas. And, my profile before was Ali Kane Pulse Chain. All the videos, all the content I created was all Pulse Chain content. And I didn't want to ruin that brand and reputation that I was trying to build. So whenever we started building on Titan X, I didn't really go public with it. I was a little bit not afraid. I just didn't want the whole pulse chain community to react and go, he's building over there now. He doesn't give a shit about pulse chain anymore. You know, F that guy. I didn't want that to happen. So I did hold back a little bit at the start. And then, because I'm not afraid of criticism or anything like that, I just didn't want to ruin the reputation and all the hard work I'd put in for Pulse Chain. But whenever I decided, you know, it was actually my fiance said, you know, you've got to not hold back. There's too much, you know, opportunity for you within Titan X.
Hey, bring her on. I want to talk to her.
So she said, go for it. So whenever she said that, it was like, right, okay, you know, I'm all in. I'm going to go public. I'm going to do streams. I'm going to build like crazy and just throw it all out there. And I've had zero backlash, but I have lost a little bit of touch with my original audience. And that's just because I've got caught up in such a massive whirlwind of opportunity, of projects, of building over on Titan X, that, you know, I have lost touch with the original audience that I had a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, I was in the camp that was pretty skeptical of Jake's intentions. I didn't know Jake. I didn't know him that well, and obviously in crypto, most of your opinions are actually created by things that you hear secondhand, right? It's not really anything that somebody did to you directly. And you know, but when Titan X launched, I think it was like day 1 or day 2 or something. I'm pulling up the white paper and I'm saying, wait, this is not like Zen at all. Okay. This is kind of similar to an adoption amplifier for Hex as well. And it's like you go and mint your own thing. And you know, there's buy and burn functions, and you're kind of taking that economic energy and you're delaying it and applying it out into the future, which I think there's also massive benefits to that, especially with regards to how market cycles work. So I saw this and I was able to say, you know what, I'm going to push away these ideas that I have about the man, because quite frankly, they're unfounded because I haven't experienced them directly. And I see this code, and this code is really, really cool. So we started talking about that. I've got a little group, and any of you guys are welcome to join. It's not paid. It's just, we meet every Wednesday night. But we started talking about Titan X, and we said, hey, this is really cool. This is what's going to happen for the next almost year. It's gonna go down, and it didn't go down for a year. But that's what it's designed to do, because we're trying to get the inflation in the hands of the participants. And a lot of people, I think that there's just a huge loyalty to Richard Hart via the people that he did make millionaires, which is quite a few people, a lot of my friends, right? And people think that if you stray away from this core thing, then you're a bad person, you're a horrible person, you're a grifter, you're not allowed to do anything. And it's funny because people on Pulse Chain talk about freedom of speech, but they don't like freedom of speech, actually. Okay. It's only freedom of speech if it agrees with their preconceived notions about how the world should be. And we need more people to speak out about that. Now, at the same time, how cool is it? Like Bad Sports, for example, like how neat is it that these principles that were championed by Richard Hart are now spreading into the world of decentralized finance? I think that's a really, really cool thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's actually creating whole new communities and ecosystems that are separate. You know, not separate. There's a lot of crossover, but they are, you know, almost sort of satellite ecosystems, satellite communities away from Pulse Chain. And it's pretty special because we all learned from it, and now we're all going off and spreading it, spreading it across the whole of DeFi. So yeah, I think it's great. I really all about it. So it's good.
Yeah. And if you have a founder that's making decisions based on volume, for example, I think it's pretty short-sighted to think that one day Pulse Chain won't have enough volume to really attract a lot of founders, potentially Titan X community, for example, to come onto Pulse Chain. Maybe, who knows? I'm not in Jake's head. I don't know, but that just seems like a natural progression. This and many other chains, I think. What are your thoughts on that, Scotty?
Yeah, I think we're obviously at the minute with XLR8, we are looking and building a lot of projects, and we do have the discussions. You know, this would be good on Pulse Chain. This would be good on Base. You know, there is discussions, and Pulse Chain comes up more than more than the other L1s. So I think as soon as there is, or to be fair, some protocols need to move over to help with that issue. But as soon as there is some volume over there for any reason, like obviously there's this. I think is Richard Act got the case on the 31st of October now.
Yeah.
So obviously, if there's some positive news there, you might start getting some traction over there. But there's been some volume increase over the past couple of weeks, haven't they? So I think builders are talking about it. Builders are probably building and just waiting for the right time.
I think so. And to be perfectly clear, man, like I think Richard Hart has done something that I have not done, which is build a gigantic community of people that follow him, and he's been able to market Hex very successfully. The tactics that he uses, some people agrees with it, some people don't. But right now, I do ultimately think that he does have the best intentions of all of decentralized finance at heart, and I'm looking forward to seeing Pulse Chain turn around, and I know it's going to turn around. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about this for so much. So, and guys, don't get me wrong here. I think that I'm having this conversation because I want to bridge the gap, okay? And you guys are the best people to talk about that with, because you're on both sides right now, and it's important to get your opinions on these things. So I do want to invite the chat. If you have questions or comments, or you're pissed off about something, go ahead and make those comments known, and then we'll kind of talk about it. We're not afraid of it, and we'll just go at it here. And let me check some comments while we're at it. Quinn, the weird pink monster things. What is up, Quinn? Nice to have you. Mo, what's up, man? Lima Foxtrot Golf. Let's freaking go. Nice to have you in here. Mr. World Free, Inferno Baby, Godfather J6.
Aww.
Facing Reality. Wait for it. Boom. All right. What's up, Facing Reality? Nice to have you. Joseph O. God, I hate this guy. Have you guys seen him on Twitter, man? I hate that guy. All right. HOA, nice to have you in here. They aren't late. We just aren't ready yet. It's all me, guys. My fault. I was late. Got caught by traffic. I should have planned ahead. Jan, when start? Okay, we'll move forward a little bit here. Taryn, nice to have you in here. Haven't seen you in a while. David Lee, shout out to David Lee. Pulse Chain Trainer says, don't discriminate on profits. Your retirement account doesn't hold just one stock. Okay. That's very, very true. Hex Token, as always, probably one of my favorite streamers in crypto. TitanX Phase 3, 5, and 6 XLR8 team playing a big role in growing the ecosystem. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. Drix, shout out to you. Pulse Jiu-Jitsu, what is up? Angry but motivated. Well, I think I think that's normal here. All right, I
like your style.
Yeah. Well, that guy's he's gonna say, let's talk bribes any second now. That's what he says. All right, so guys, so you're on Pulse Chain. You're building on TitanX. So you're in both chains here, but primarily TitanX at this point, I believe. So tell me about these protocols, because you guys talked about it, but people don't really understand exactly what they are. So which protocol would you like to start with first to build the story to where you are now?
Sorry, can I just say on the last point as well before we move on? The crossover. There, so in my experience, the experience that I have and the people that I chat to and the community that obviously we've got our own community within the sub community within the TitanX ecosystem, the Blaze and Inferno guys, and the Flux team, and the experience that I have is that so many people that are in TitanX or in Pulse Chain. Even all the builders, Helios is already built over on Pulse Chain. I'm building on Pulse Chain. Blaze, one of our protocols, Inferno, took 2% of everything that came in to the Inferno protocol, goes set aside in a wallet that's going to be bridged to Pulse Chain. So that's been as high as it's maybe around 80K worth at the minute for creating projects and liquidity over on Pulse Chain that will tie the TitanX community over to Pulse Chain. So there is so much behind the scenes that people don't know what's going on and the crossover between the two. You're here, we're here, Marco the Hexican's here. There's already projects built. We've got Kinetics and Pulsar, whether they do or don't do whatever they're doing. the intentions are there. Maybe a lot of that's already built. I'm not sure at the minute, but there is massive crossover between these. And I think once Pulse Chain starts to run, there will be a massive influx from the Titan X community over there.
Yeah, I call that event in time. I call that amnesia, because nobody's gonna freaking remember what happened before that point. When Titan X is running and Pulse Chain is running, everybody's gonna be kumbaya. You know, the lions and the deer are gonna be drinking together. Nobody cares, right? So that's what happens here. But it comes the bear market, it's gonna be brutal again. So just go in a block fest, block everybody, and then come back and unblock everybody. That's how that goes. Love it, Ali. Thank you very much for that input there. All right, so let's talk about what you guys have going on. You've got Flux, you've got Inferno, you've got XLR8. Where do you guys want to start here?
I suppose we'll just quickly fire out that, you know, the first project that the team of 8 within the Titan X ecosystem was, the first project that we built was Blaze. So a couple of things. Fully decentralized was a massive thing. For launch, full decentralized. We actually wanted to launch something that was completely and fully decentralized. No admin keys for anything. You let the game go and nobody can come along and change it. You know,
what's the website for Blaze?
Good question.
It
was so many, I can't remember them all.
Derailed.
TitanBlaze.win.
TitanBlaze.win?
App.titanblaze.win.
Okay. I'll pull it up. Keep going.
So the first idea was to build something fully decentralized. A couple of things that were happening within the Titan X ecosystem at the time. People were pissed off that Jake had control of the ban burn. So I thought, you know what? We'll see if we can do one that's fully decentralized. So people were pissed off that the Ethereum rewards were taken over by Dragon X. Good thing, bad thing. It all turned out well in the end. But at the time, people were pissed off about it. And we wanted to bring back Ethereum rewards to stakers. So that's what we built with Blaze. That was our intention. Build something that was fair launched, completely decentralized, had a decentralized ban burn, and that paid out real Ethereum rewards. And we built that really successfully. It launched. It didn't have a kind of crazy launch that we were hoping, but it has been a steady, solid protocol for the people that have participated in it. It's a daily auction. You come along with your Ethereum. Just a real simple explanation.
Yeah.
You know, it started off at 8,800 tokens on day one. So everybody can come in and auction for their share of the 8,800 tokens available that day. That decreases by a very small, about 0.08% each day. So over 18 years, that goes down, that whittles down to like 0. But there's a very small decrease in the amount of tokens created every day. And you just participate in the auction each day and to try and get your share. So you put Ethereum in and you get Blaze tokens out the next day. You'll see there at the minute, it's showing a 340% ROI. So if you enter the auction now, you will get a 3.5x on the market value of tokens. What happens each day, Brandon? That closes out to pretty much 0 almost every day. So the ARB opportunity between participating in the auction and buying on market kind of closes out nearly every day. Some days you will get a little bit of a premium. Some days it actually does go negative, but that's how the system works. People get their tokens and they stake them.
Okay.
A real interesting fact about about the way this operates is that there are something like 65% of all tokens that have been created are staked. So the people that use it stake their tokens. Another additional maybe 20% of the tokens are locked up in liquidity pools. So liquid Blaze is very, very scarce on the market. People that get it lock it up.
Okay. And what's the ticker for Blaze?
Blaze, BLAZE.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. And okay, cool. So you've got Blaze, and all right, then you launched Inferno. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you using Blaze to kind of connect these different protocols together, or how does this work?
Go ahead, Bad Sports, and save me talking all the time.
Yeah, Ali, man, he won't shut up over here. Jesus.
Yeah, it's hard to get a word in when Ali's on a roll. But no, it's all good. That was a good coverage, actually. Good summary of Blaze. It's spot on. So like Blaze, we built Blaze because we had this the group of people. We all had the same goal, so we built Blaze, and it was a great success. It's still a great success. And then we was looking at ways to amplify Blaze, which led us down the path of building a deflationary meme token, Inferno. So the initial thought process was to amplify Blaze, but we almost now look at Blaze as a standalone protocol. So we've launched Blaze, and it's a chugging along every day, fully functioning, hands off, flawless. Absolutely, there's nothing that can be done to it or changed to it to make it better than it is. So we basically what we have sort of let Blaze be Blaze. Blaze is looked at more like, from our point of view, as like a pillar of TitanX community. The Blaze team we're there every day. We're organizing marathon streams. We're helping organize the first anniversary conference. So Blaze has become more than a protocol, is what I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
And we have then decided to go into new and more innovative ways of using TitanX. So they're not binding together. So Blaze isn't being it's bonded with TitanX, but it's not being supported by other protocols in a sense of utilizing it in, say, a token deposit. But there is protocols that are being built that are focused on Blaze, but the protocols that we're building at the minute are sort of going off in a different direction. So we want to just focus on those protocols to make them a success. By making them a success, it brings up Blaze in terms of the pairing, drags up the pairing with the LP. So yeah, they're all that's the beautiful thing with TitanX, is that everything's interconnected. It's all paired with each other. So when something really has a good move, it tends to drag everything else up with it. But in terms of Inferno and Flux and some of the other protocols that we're building under XLR8, there's definitely a combination of buy and burns on each token. There's different LP webs that we're building out. So we're definitely going down that route of trying to incorporate different tokenomics between different protocols that help each other. So that's sort of where we're entering into that sort of phase at the minute with some of the protocols that we're building. Great.
Yeah. So you guys are one of the first movers in the TitanX ecosystem. So Inferno pops up, and I bet Jake was doing cartwheels and shouting out to the streets. He loves you guys, right? Because I mean, he really pushed that. He said, come build on TitanX. This is what we can do here. So you guys were one of the first. There's massive first mover advantage in that, I believe. I think that some of the FUD that's surrounding some of the new projects, founded or unfounded, I think it's unfounded, but it's like, oh, here just comes another meme coin, or here comes another thing, blah, 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 blah. But the important thing is it's serving a single purpose, which is you're combining your effort to help TitanX out. And because of these pairings, you're also helping everything else out around it. There's marketing advantages and all sorts of other things there. I wanted to, okay, so I'll get to everybody's comments. Shout out to Fast Abdul. This is a bribe, and he's marketing. Thank you very much. Whatever the hell an UU is, 150 of those bastards. Bribes are coming to Pulse Chain. Bribery still facilitate bribes for PHUX, 2 PHUX, and 9-inch votes. You are only one bribe away from financial freedom. Not financial or medical advice. Thank you, Fast Abdul, marketing machine, by the way. Thank you for that. But I wanted to bring this up. So a comment was made by Awalan. He said another TitanX, so to speak, when you were talking about what Blaze was. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I see this distribution method as kind of standard in the ecosystem, TitanX ecosystem now, is a fair means to distribute tokens, right? So people say, oh, just another TitanX because of the when you launch the token, but it's a real cool way to launch every token and have it be as fair as possible. Am I correct in assuming that?
If you look what's happened already, so the main, one of the core, you even listen to the Sunday Spaces, the Plan A and Mike Dean Sunday Spaces, they spit out the kind of core principles, and the fair launch is one of the biggest. And you already see there are a number of ways that people are innovating and creating these fair launches on Titan X. No founder allocations is a massive one. So yes, there's Genesis wallets, but people need to get paid for the money that they put out, yada, yada, yada. And their return is based on how well their protocols perform. But you've got the mining where everybody has to come in and mine their own tokens. We have the auction systems where it's hard for a whale to come in and scoop up all the supply without pumping everybody else's bags. We now also have this the innovation of Inferno with these mint cycles, these staggered. Inferno was the first one to do it, the staggered 8-week mint cycle. So once a week, you get that anybody can come along for a 24-hour period between Friday and Saturday and mint as many Inferno tokens with your Titan X as you want. And that was those 8 weeks of Inferno were a huge success. And that model is what has sparked so much life into that kind of subsection of the whole Titan X ecosystem. Yeah, and that whole thing with the fair launch is what is bringing such a massive advocate for the whole ecosystem, is that all these projects that are launching, there are no founder allocations. Nobody's getting a head start over anybody else. And as like I say, you've already seen 3 innovative ways to do this within the Titan X ecosystem.
Yeah, I can. That's how I see it. That's how I've seen it. Now, there's no such thing as a perfectly fair launch. Okay, there's no such thing, because people don't have the same economic value like in their bank accounts, right? So if one person wants to put in more than the others, then they can do that. Okay, so but this comes pretty close to it. I like this. I like the way that this is done. I like the way that this is marketed. I think more people should do it across DeFi, generally speaking. Here, here's another question here. Facing Reality made a comment. He says, working together and have a healthy competition will lift the tide that rises all ships. I agree. And as a testament to you guys, real side note here. So Morpheus was launched, or it's going to be launched eventually. The Telegram's up. The website's about to come up. And I just want to say that all the intellectual prowess of that contract is because of the Inferno team. So we took their idea. We tweaked a couple things based on kind of like how we wanted to do things, but I just want to give a lot of credit to you guys for that. And then the other big part of this is, we asked you guys if that was okay. We just kind of floated it out there. But the other thing with this was you guys didn't give a shit about it. You didn't get pissed off at us about it. It was like, yeah, come on, build over here, cool, this and that. You guys have answered questions that I've had. Buildthetech.com is launching that. So yeah, I think that's really, really cool. As a side note, thank you guys all for that, by the way.
It's that meritocracy thing, where if you're going to come, it's open source. Anybody can come along and copy the code and do whatever they want with it. But the reality is people can come along and copy it. If they're no good for the ecosystem, the coin won't survive. So yeah, by all means, anybody step up and give it your best crack.
Yeah,
and like he mentions there, the healthy competition. We when we built Flux, we send a percentage to DragonX, the vault, and the Helios vault. We're not part of the DragonX team. We're not part of the Helios team. We're doing it to support them protocols. We know other protocols are coming in that aren't part of our teams that are going to burn Flux as well. Everybody is helping everybody out, and then in together, as Jake has been putting in tweets lately about, rising tide raises all ships. All the LPs going to race together, and if we was closed and arguing and not helping each other out, we wouldn't have the same sort of reaction that we're having and that we're going to have coming forward.
Yeah, massive amount of respect for that, because humans are weird creatures, man, and it's hard to find a group of people that aren't really weird. Now, we've already determined that all 3 of you guys are weird. And I'm perfect.
No.
I'm perfect.
I'm not speaking that to the fucking crazy Americans. Hell no.
Perfect. All right. That's all I got to say. But yeah, guys, appreciate it. And if you're doing that with me, you're doing that with everybody, I'm sure. So that's really cool. That's awesome. And so Scotty, I wanted to loop you in here. So, Pulse String Trainer says he's concerned about all the applications building on Titan X that it'll dilute the charts. There's only so much capital to go around. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah,
we'll start with Scotty.
Yeah, sorry. There's so there isn't only so much capital to go around. I don't agree with that as such. I think when you've got several protocols and you've got green candles on one of them, it brings eyes over, it brings new money over. I've seen people say there's not enough Titan X, so it doesn't work. But that's like saying there's not enough Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin just then goes to a higher amount. It goes to thousands of dollars per. Not that I'm saying Titan X is going to go to thousands of dollars each, but there's enough around. And I do understand, because we've had these discussions within the XLR8 team about, you know, if it's a bad thing, you know, dilution with loads of different projects. But as Ali said there will be some projects that turn up and fall by the wayside because they are no good. But it's not going to, the good ones will still come through, is what I'm saying. And then the good ones will still do well. So it's not a concern I've got at all. So to answer the question, I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, just like he said, it's like, okay, if you think about cryptocurrency as a whole, you got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, you got XRP, and then you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of other contracts out there. But they continue to pump. Now, why is that? It's because liquidity is actually coming from the outside. It's pumping these primary pairs and it's bringing everything else up too. So it's like, okay, so let's kind of drill down. Okay, so let's say the difference between galaxies. So we've got the Pulse Chain Galaxy, we've got the Ethereum Galaxy. You guys, if a chart does really, really well on Ethereum, it's showing up on all of these Ethereum based like deck screener renditions. So you're going to get more surface area. You're going to touch more people that have never been a part of anything, just simply because you're in Ethereum. And I think they have, is it like 1.5 million to 2 million active wallets per day? And whereas Pulse Chain, I think, has like 15 to 20,000 active wallets per day. And that's not a knock on Pulse Chain. It's just Pulse Chain's in its infancy right now. So it would make sense that where you guys are actually bringing in through the periphery much more economic energy right now, that then those people could be introduced to the founding principles, and do decentralized finance the right way, and also have a relatively pain-free experience. I can't protect you from yourself, but we can make sure the contract code's okay, right? So that would be kind of that was the question there, Pulse Chain Trainer, and that's kind of the answer. Good answers here from these gentlemen. Let's keep going here. Okay. Teamwork makes the dream work. What do you think about combining Pulse Chain and Titan X? Let's say burn some eHex and a new protocol. It's going to happen, folks. I mean, and that's the thing. It's permissionless. Go ahead, Ali. It seems like you want to say something.
Yeah, you know, some of these projects that have been built within the Titan X ecosystem will definitely come and launch on Pulse Chain. And there is some really awesome stuff that will come over. Yeah, and, you know, will be built on things like maybe INC on Hex. The Hex has got pretty big supply. It's hard to have an effect on a Hex supply, but, you know, Solid X, things like this can be built on. A lot of these projects can be built on some of the Pulse Chain coins. That would be really, really cool ideas. So I don't see it being too long before, you know, there's definitely a bit more crossover than there even is at the minute.
Oh, it's gonna happen 100%. Like this community is just so, they've just got such tunnel vision, man. They can't see outside this tiny little pixel. They can't see the whole damn picture. They can't zoom out. So this is just it's a blip in time right now, guys. It's a blip in time. Everything's going to become intermingled as technology gets better. You know, the liquidity provision between chains, that friction decreases, and everything just, it's going to explode. It's exploding as we talk. We're living in it right now, which is super cool. So I love that. All right. Talk to me about Flux.
Do you want to?
I'm not involved.
Yeah, so Flux is an auction protocol. So obviously fair launch. We just changed. We learned a lot from the Blaze launch. Although the Blaze launch was successful, and it's our baby. We're proud. Yep. It's our first thing we launched, but we just thought, well, we can add some positives to it, and that's what we did. So it's basically an auction system which it forces people to stake, basically. So when you go into the auction, half of the amount you put into the auction is basically, it's called mint and stake. So half of the amount, it goes into the buying ban, and then you mint the same tokens as what you get out of the auction, but them tokens are minted. So it's basically an auto buying stake. It's like it buys the tokens off the market. So basically, it's just to have that buy pressure to the same amount as the output of tokens for that day. So if $100,000 worth of tokens come out on day one, then you've got over $100,000 worth of buy pressure, just to sort of stop the try and slow down the dumps that you generally get with the auction systems. What are you laughing at?
I knew what Flux was until you started talking.
You didn't. You don't understand it. We know you don't understand it, Ali. We've had that discussion before.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, no, our auction system with a dedicated 100% buying ban, basically.
Yeah. You've been getting a lot of attention from a lot of folks. Been seeing it all over YouTube and Twitter, and that's super good. And it just helps Ali's poor reputation as well. It just brings him up, raises everything up here. So you guys are good, man. That's awesome. So the Verse, right? Chris, he does excellent coverage of the Titan X ecosystem, and I saw one of his streams recently where he's segmenting all these projects and protocols out into like miniature kingdoms, right? So you've got the Blaze folks, you got kind of Flux as an offshoot, you got Inferno, you got the Helios guys, you have kind of like the Dragon X kingdom as well, and it's kind of neat to see all of these protocols kind of uniting under one umbrella, I guess you could say. Is that how you guys see it?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely now, that the Titan X holding count and the community is relatively still quite small. So at the moment, all the different protocol founders, we're all talking to each other daily. We're sharing ideas. Can we benefit this by doing this? Can we add to your buy and burn? There's a lot of those type of conversations going on in the background. But I see it all under the umbrella at the moment. But we're all our own teams within the Titan X umbrella. But I think as we grow, there's going to be so many more teams coming in, founders building and launching protocols, that it's going to get so large that I believe you'll almost have different kingdoms within the kingdom. So there's going to, within XLR8 or within Flux, there's going to be offshoots of, mini sub communities within there. So as it grows, it's just going to keep expanding. And obviously Jake was always, he drilled it in, build on Titan X, and already, we're not even a year in, and to see the amount building, I think it's going to be explosive next year.
Well, I think it's going to be explosive in the next 3 or 4 months. I think you're going to match the amount of protocols that you've launched in the past year here in a very short amount of time. So that curve is kind of exponential there. So you're attracting a lot of folks. That's super good. Now let's dovetail into this, which is XLR8. Okay. So you guys are doing all these cool things, and you've decided to launch XLR8. I guess what is XLR8, and what prompted the founding of this service / company?
Okay, so obviously I've been building for over a year now. Been through a hell of a lot. Building over on Pulse Chain. We've spent a lot of time building Blaze. We run into countless problems. The very first thing for me, your choices are limited because of crypto is such a risky place. If you don't know developers, you don't know auditors, you don't know builders, you don't know designers, not even just from a Web 2 place. If you don't, because there's a little bit of crossover, but you need Web 3 guys, and to find people that you can trust is a very, very difficult thing to do. And so whenever I was starting out trying to find developers to work with, it was an extremely difficult, slow, laborious process. And where we put so much time, and Josh mentioned there about Blaze becoming a brand, more than just a token, that we tried to make sure that we, all through the bear, you build your reputation through creating constant content. Even when there's nobody about, you turn up every week, you turn up onto the Sunday spaces, the Build on Titan X spaces, you turn up every Tuesday, you do a stream, even when there's friggin', 15 people watching, you're there all the time, and you're building your reputation, letting people know that you are the real deal. You are who you say you are. I've done it for 5 months. I've been doing a pulse chain stream every Monday night. And sometimes there's been freaking 10 people turned up. But whenever people come, whenever it's busy, they'll see that guy's been there all this time, and it's building reputation. So on the back of that, on the back of all the hard work we put into trying to be honest, and keep our integrity and be out forward facing, built on the back of that, we decided that we could take all the experiences that we've had with developers, with delays, with, just constant fuck ups and things going wrong in building. And that if somebody has an idea, they can come to us and know that they'll be looked after well, and they'll know that we'll do the best we can for them and do everything we can to help them find the right developers, build something that's actually going to, hopefully, we'll do our best to help them build something that we think will work, because we've seen a lot of things that make mistakes. And it was just pulling all those things together that whenever, again, Dave Awesome X was the first. It all just stemmed from him approaching me to say, I've got an idea for a token. And I was like, you know what? We can help you build this. And we pulled together XLR8 in a matter of days. Thought, you know what? We've got the opportunity here. Let's friggin' do it. We built the website. We got our first client. And just from there, it's just kind of grown very, very rapidly, very, very quickly, that somebody with no experience, because there are lots of really cool people in all these different communities. Yep. And if you have a good idea, it is very, very difficult to bring that idea to fruition by yourself. You can literally latch on to the XLR8 team. One man can team up with us, and we can have you have your white paper, your audits, your contracts, everything done. With just, all within under the one umbrella. Because even a big factor for me was, even whenever I found developers, they didn't audit in-house. I had to go and find auditors, and that was another massively costly and terrible procedure for me. Whereas we've got contacts, so we can do all this stuff under one roof, and make it really, really simple for somebody to bring their idea for a project to fruition.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. I was excited to talk to you guys about that, because I've got a very, very similar story on Pulse Chain. So I launched buildthetech.com for all the same reasons that you're talking about here. You just can't find anybody. And we were streaming the other day, and I said, listen, if you guys want a project that's built on Titan X, hit up these XLR8 guys, because they've been in the community, they've been here, they've got their contacts and the connections. And I think it's awesome that you're doing that. And especially if you're just delivering that white glove service, if you actually care about people's money. I feel like a lot of the devs out there, you contact them, they're Ukrainian or they're from India, they just don't give a damn about you, and they'll just leave you hanging just like that. So it's really good that when you have a community, you need to provide services that the community needs in order for the community to grow. You're investing in it, right? So that's what you guys are doing. So hats off to you with that. You got your first project going. I bet that was exciting. You're like, hell yeah, we got one. Good stuff, right? So do you have plans for what's your plans for expansion with this? You have like marketing, or how can people help, or what are your thoughts on that?
It's just at the minute, it's just really sharing that the service is available. We will, don't get me wrong, we could very easily, we're not some massive company that can take on 20, 30 clients. We will hit a limit. Well, we're nowhere near the limit yet, but we just need people that have ideas to share the XLR8 brand. To, if you have an idea, just engage in a conversation. And we encourage people not just to build a project, but to stream, do all the things to help the Titan X community, and same over on Pulse Chain, obviously. But yeah, if you see the XLR8 stuff, just share the content. And if you know somebody that's talking about building something, has an idea, doesn't know what to do, send them our way and the conversation can start.
Yeah, XLR8.build, or X-ray Lima Romeo 8.build, XLR8.build. So that's pretty. And people are like, Brandon, why are you bringing your competition on the stream with you? What's the point of that, guys? Come on, man. There's so much business to go around. And it's based on trust. It's like the people that you know are going to come to you and they're going to talk to you. They're not going to go talk to other people. So that's how that operates. So, dude, good job, guys. That's putting you're risking it too, right? That's entrepreneurship. You put yourself out there, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't put themselves out there, and they always regret it. So you guys are doing it. Okay, so congratulations. Uncharted territory, but it's good for you.
Bad
right?
Sports keeps spitting this phrase, no rest till 2026. That's a thing now within the Titan X ecosystem. Everybody's spitting this phrase. No, we're all got this opportunity. I get into crypto 2021. I kind of missed the bull run, caught the tail end of it. I haven't made, my shit tons of money from crypto yet. So the opportunity is now. That's why I'm just, take all the opportunities that are, work my ass off, because this is the time that there's opportunity.
Yeah, and one cool thing about this is nobody in the United States uses the word "nigh," and I'm going to be a Scrabble champion now. So NIGH, correct? There we go. I love it, man. No,
that's not even it. It's I'm actually saying NOW.
Oh,
this is my actual.
Yeah. No.
See, I screwed that up. So how do you say nigh? The same thing?
Nigh probably sounds the same, does it?
Nigh.
It sounds
I told you guys. It's gonna be a trip.
Bad when you say it.
See, these weird people from other parts of the world, man. Shoot, man. Gosh. All right. Now the P is silent, right? That's how you spell it.
Absolutely.
All right. Good stuff, guys. We've gone over quite a bit. What else would you like to talk about? Anything in particular?
I'll just quickly on Accelerate and how kind of we structure that. So, like, you can come to us with even just a bullet point idea, and either Scott or I or Ali will work with you personally, one-to-one, try and build the idea out, build a white paper, help with graphics, branding, the whole thing. So, we're not just here to manage devs and auditors. We'll deliver a complete product. So any idea, reach out. We've got 6 or 7 protocols at the minute that are at various stages. So we're busy, but we can definitely take on more work. So any ideas, just give us a DM. Even if it's just a light bulb moment, just shoot it across and we'll see if it's something that's feasible and we can work on it. So yeah, just a little plug there. That's about it, really.
Yeah, use referral code NOW. All right.
I'm never saying that word ever again.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it out of you. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. Good stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, we're good.
I'm still laughing at the NOW.
Yeah. Texan and some blokes. So it's interesting. So Crypto Heartbeat, he is from Texas. I'm from Virginia. I partnered up with him. So you guys see this. Now this is neat. Shout out to Facing Reality here in chat. He made this for me. I think this is stainless steel. It's got LEDs behind it too. I thought that was really, really cool. But yeah, guys, awesome stuff. We're going to be doing some streams with some folks from the Titan X community this week. I think we'll get Jake on later on, maybe next week or into this week too. So we'll just have some good conversations here. If there's anything that I can do for you guys, just reach out. Really appreciate you coming on. And the Mo says a Virginian and some blokes. Yes, Virginia and some blokes. There we go. So yeah, good stuff, guys. Actually, I'm going to force you. Scotty, you low down dirty son of a gun. What do you got for us here? What's your final parting words?
Just that don't be a maxi, really. Get out there, see what there is out and about. You don't even have to participate, but just have a look at what other ecosystems are doing, and maybe you'll learn a little bit. We're pushing a lot of people into learning about LPs. I don't think there's a lot of that in the Pulse Chain community, where people are pushing that side of things, and that is an amazing opportunity. So Yeah, don't be a maxi, and if you must be, still learn about the other things that are out there.
I think the Tang Gang, I think they were probably the community that pushed it the hardest. But yeah, for the most part, you don't hear too much about it anymore. But yeah, good point, Scotty. Bad Sports, what you got for me, man?
No rest till 2026. No excuses. I'm sick of hearing people's excuses. I don't care what's happened. Just get out there, chill, work hard. This is the time for opportunity. And
It's not good enough.
Check out Flux.win.
There we go. Yeah, no excuses. Play like a champion. Love it. Ali Kane, what you got, man?
Yeah, talking about cross community. Crazy. I did something crazy last week. I bridged some of my Titan X profits over the pulse chain and bought E-Hex and P-Hex. How crazy is that?
Don't say that publicly, man. What are you doing, dude? Jesus.
Right, vote him out.
Anyway, just the Inferno protocol. Loads of people are copying it. They're coming up, they're putting their own spin on it. We have a project called Awesome X launching on Friday. It's built. It's kind of an Inferno fork that runs perpetually, but it has a decreasing mint cycle for 125 weeks. So, what's the website, Josh? Is it app.awesomex.win?
Yeah, awesomex.win will take you to the.
Is that open right now? Is it up?
No, that'll
Okay.
go live 3 p.m. UK time on Friday. It will work exactly the same as Inferno. You'll have the 24-hour mint periods. It goes down a little bit each week. And as I say, its main pair is with Dragon X. So it's kind of for us as a team, but branching out a little bit over into that sub community of the Dragon X guys. It's a good little step out for us to add to that part of the ecosystem as well. So that's launching this Friday. So yeah, get your Titan X ready for the Awesome X launch. And a shout out to Crypto Awesome, who's been doing great work for the last load of months for the Titan X ecosystem. It's his project, and it's built with the XLR8 brand.
Okay, cool. We've got Facing Reality. Thank you. T.me/Inferno Bull Win. You guys can connect with these folks here. Does Flux have a Telegram, or do you guys use all the same ones, or what?
Yeah, it's got its own Telegram. If you go to the DApp, just go to flux.win, and all the links are in the footer on the app.
Cool.
It's D5 Flux if you're searching for it on Telegram.
D5 Flux. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Facing Reality. Thank you too, guys. If you're interested or you just want to connect, you can just come hang out. If you have questions, if you guys have questions about LP, if you have questions about how bridges work or decentralized exchanges or V2, V3, V4, if you have questions about crypto, just come hang out and ask the questions. You don't have to buy anything. This is just a place to chill. So guys, thank you so much for coming on. If you have any questions or anything I can help you out with, cool, stick around here. I'm not going to put us through that slow hell of a countdown like we did earlier. And we're just going to end the stream. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, guys.